Hi, everybody. This is Akin. Thank you for coming and joining us at Akin Developers. This is our last meeting for the year, and we'll come back next year in January. We're going to have other people. The next person lined up will talk to us about creating LLC. So it's going to be another very interesting meeting. We hope you can join us. So this time, Miki is going to do the introduction because she's the one who's been working with Jessica a lot. So Miki, please take it away.
Yes, we are excited to have Jessica Luna, the only one Jessica Luna. She is with Soaring. We love her. We've been working with her for a couple of months, I think almost 7 months now. And they have been marketing for us on the social media. Jessica is originally from the New Jersey with her family, and she now lives in Nashville with her husband and her daughter. She's actually having some of her sisters moving close to her. Jessica is a very outgoing person. She loves to learn, and she is really digging a lot into the marketing skills and just going into her talent that she has with the social media. So it's a great, great fit for us. So welcome, Jessica.
Thank you so much, Miki. You're amazing. She just has so much pep in her step, right? I think everybody should give a little clap for Miki. That was great. Welcome. My name is Jessica Luna. I am one of the owners and operators of Soaring, along with Mr. JP Kilduff, who is sitting back there being quiet. We are your real estate social media marketing service. So we're just going to talk a little bit today about the who, the what, where, why, and when to social media, and how it applies to you and why it's relevant for your business as a real estate investor. Every business is a little bit different, and in order to be able to best utilize their marketing schemes, you need to understand that everything about social media in terms of your business. So I guess I did a little bit of the digging for you, and let's see what we came up with. So let's just start with what is social media. It's any website or application that enables users to create and share content or participate in social networking of some kind. So even Facebook and then Facebook Messenger, they are two different technical social media platforms because they are two different applications. So you can kind of think about it that way. Moving on, the who. So for real estate investors, you really have three different who's that you're trying to keep in mind when you're building a social media campaign or social media branding of any type, just getting your business name out there. So that's your retail audience. You are trying to reach distressed homeowners. Your investment base, you are looking for private money lenders and to reach out to other credible sources. And then you also need to ask yourself, well, who of the social networks is most important for my business and where is my time best allocated? So all three of those are very important in the who. So for your retail audience, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics and the New York Times, it is the majority of people over 50, divorcing, and of both sexes. And with those criteria, you are more likely to find them on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest. The younger apps are probably not as much for real estate investors because, or at least for your distressed homeowner audience. So the next is your private money lenders. They are people of all sorts, mostly between 35 and 50. And you're going to find them on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and oddly enough, you are going to find a lot of PMLs on Pinterest when you look this up. The general base of people that use the different social media platforms, their income level, if you look at their demographics, is 20% higher on Pinterest than on any other social platform. So with that, if you're looking to follow the money, you should follow the money. And maybe just show them things that you've done in the past. And we're going to get into what to demonstrate to each group in a little bit. So we did a little research, and it is of no surprise that Facebook is still going to be the #1 most used network, both nationwide and for real estate investors. But now Instagram and YouTube are rapidly growing. So either one of them could easily take over the #1 spot for advertising and for just finding leads and even turning around and selling your properties once they're fixed and flipped. And then LinkedIn, TikTok, Pinterest, and Snapchat. Obviously, it's got to do a lot with your pictures and what you have. It seems to be very image heavy. So what is it that you're trying to get across to these people, and how are you trying to do it? Because this is what you're really using social media for, to gain brand recognition. Social media nowadays is like the town square was 50 or 75 years ago. And it's not as easy to walk down Main Street and see brick or mortar stores nowadays, but everyone is on Facebook, and it is that marketplace, and everyone is on there every day, and they're looking for things that are in their area, and they are bound to stumble upon you or not. And if they don't stumble upon you, then they'll never know about you, but they have no other way to know about you if you don't reach out. The second thing is to gain credibility. You want to show that you're an active member of your community, that you are dedicated to what you're doing. It's not a game for you, that you are invested in seriousness and in the professionalism of your community and bettering it for everyone involved. A lot of people nowadays, for the third point, they don't like phone calls. So if they go to your website and the only way to reach out to you is by email or phone, they may never take advantage of that. But people are much more likely to send you a message. So it gives people a different and familiar way or point of contact to get a hold of you and your business. It also gives you a free way to showcase your book of work. You can give people before and after, show them what you have, getting ready to come onto the market. And best of all, you can present testimonials for everybody to see. So you can let the world know when you've done a good job, because other people will back you on that. And it's right there in print. So it's just, there's a lot of what's. So we broke it down to where are you as an investor going to allocate your time, because investors are super busy. You don't have all of the time in the world to manage every social media network that there is. So it seems that you either have two choices, which is to outsource or to focus your attention. Just so that you know, the places that we would suggest that you focus your attention for 2021 are Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And that is because you are going to get the best cross section of investors and the community around you. And you're going to get the best blend and the most reach. So the $1 million question is always why, right? Exposure is great, but how can it help me? You can get more leads. You can put out campaigns. We can set up radial search sign-up sheets to 50 square miles around the radius of your house, and we can put out a leads ad. You can sell your properties off the MLS. I did mean to add it in here, but I forgot. No, really, it came in really late, but we did sell 2 properties off the MLS just on Facebook. And that was before the open house ever even happened. And, that was Mr. Sal Skiblia from Ohana Properties out in Katy, Texas. And he did write us a nice review that, I just did not have time to put in here before the meeting. But so you can sell your listings for way more than ever using a realtor. You can also go ahead and get referrals, realtor referrals. You can connect with realtors. They could bring you more business. You could bring them things. And you can also investment contributors. You can gain more of them. So just go out there and searching for all types of private money lenders. You never know what you can stumble across. And there's a lot of people out there that are in this game. And once they know that you are, they will reach out to you. They're not shy. So don't be scared when you see this slide. It might seem like a lot. The when of social media, it varies by a lot of different factors. So by industry, by network, by social network itself, whether you are advertising business to client, which would be your distressed homeowners, or business to business, which would be your private money lenders. Different people work at different times of the day. Different people are just more likely to check their phones at different times. And that's how the majority of people are getting on. So I did just break it down into a little chart for everyone between your business to client or business to business. So business to client for Facebook is 12 o'clock, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It is also 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock on Instagram every day of the week. For Twitter, it's 1 to 2, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. LinkedIn is, there was a variety of times, and it's normally, if you look at it, it has to do with break schedules on Eastern time. So like if they get there at 8 o'clock, they're checking right before they get in, right before lunch, and right before they leave. YouTube is 2 to 4, and Pinterest is the only one that is at night, interestingly enough. And you'll see that the times vary a little bit when you're looking for private money lenders. So for Facebook, they probably tend to be up a little bit earlier, and they also are probably attached to their phone during the day. So you have a longer span of time. On Instagram, it seems to not matter whether it's B2B or B2C. It seems to be the same. Twitter is just keep it during the daytime. Again, it seems like investors have their phones or are constantly on the computer. Some kind of digital technology is in their hands. So you get a longer span of time to capture that attention. LinkedIn, the only difference is to Monday and Wednesday, whereas B2B would be Wednesday. And then YouTube is 12 to 3. And Pinterest, again, does not change, but is the only one that's at night. So that's interesting enough. And then this is just a little bit of our social soaring staff. Mark Florentine's beautiful daughter, Courtney Denlinger, is on there. Ruben Luna, my husband, my sister, Devin Happel, who's in this meeting, and JP Kilduff. We are here to simplify your needs as far as social media. I know that it can become cumbersome and can look like a lot and can be very scary, but we could easily take that off your hands for you. And my previous presentation was pretty much not to do this, but to show you how you could easily do it yourself and to break it down into, if you wanted to concentrating on all these times and posting on those individual platforms at those times to those people and finding your audiences. But if you ever did need us, we are here. And if you wanted to find your fit, you would just come over to these Simply Social real estate plans on our website, because our Simply Social program is developed for real estate investors. I myself have taken the Fortune Builder training. I was lucky enough by my dad and JP to be given that as an advantage. So I took it, and I would say that we crafted a plan that works for all investors, and we are willing to change and grow and adapt over time. And I do seek a great thirst for knowledge. So I'm always learning new things. And if there's a new strategy out there or a new thing coming up, we're going to tell you about that too. But if you wanted to, just go to the Simply Social. And when you get there, you would see that we have 3 basic packages. Our gold package is what we call our Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You get unlimited email support. We post for you 3 times a week, and you get 100 additional organic followers. For 127 is the initial investment on that, the monthly investment. And then platinum would be our plan where we post 1 time a day, Monday through Friday, and you get 200 additional organic followers. unlimited email and phone text support Monday through Friday, and that's at $157 a month. Or our diamond is 20 posts, 300 organic followers, 2 multi-pictures or video project updates per month, and 8 stories. You get unlimited email support, text support. You also get a weekly optional growth phone call with me, or JP, and you would just get to speak to one of us about where your company is now, where you would like to be, and how to get you there. So those are just a little bit about our basic packages and what we provide as a service to get you started. And if anybody was interested, the steps are really easy. We just sit down for an individual evaluation call so that I can learn a little bit more about you and your business, because this is your business and it's so personal for so many people. So we need to strategize about your location, what it is that you're targeting, whether it's abandoned homes, or are you going for foreclosure, or did you just suffer really bad storm and you need to capitalize on that right now? So we need to find all of that out. We need to set your accounts up. We need to optimize you across all of your social networks, and then we need to kill it. So that's pretty much what we do here at Social Soaring. And now I'm going to bore you for about 2 minutes with a video. So
welcome to the future of business. In today's world, one of the foundational necessities to a good business reputation is a dynamite social presence. Hi, I'm Jessica Luna, one of the owners and operators of Social Soaring, and we want to show you how to soar socially. Let's chat about the importance of having an active social presence and what it can do for your brand. Let's start by thinking about your life and how you use social media. Have you ever gone online to find a local service and gotten frustrated when you couldn't find their phone number? What about clicking on their website that goes absolutely nowhere? On average, you have 15 seconds to capture your audience's attention and make an initial impression. How did you stack up? Did you capture your audience's attention and give them all of the necessary information they need to make an informed decision? Let's talk about your brand and how you want to be represented on social media. Make sure you include all of the information that people need in order to get a hold of you. Your contact information, how do you want people to reach you? A call to action, where do you want them to go? Do you want them to fill something out? Testimonials, show people that you're credible and that you have past experience and that people come out better from you on the other side. And last but not least, don't forget to include pictures and videos of past products, services, or performance. People want to see your skill sets, so show them off. The idea of getting your brand out on social media is to represent it in its best light, grab attention, and to, of course, network. The social world is your oyster and is ready to open up a world of opportunities, from nurturing current relationships to building new ones. Find out everything the digital world has to offer now. Try us out today.
So that was really it. And I would love to open up if anybody has any questions, if that's okay for everybody. I guess I'll just let you guys do the muting and unmuting though.
At this point, if anybody has a question, they're more than welcome to unmute themselves. And they don't have a question, I do have some questions I want to ask you. Okay. But I'll leave it open to people. Does anybody have any questions for Jessica?
I had a comment. So from our experience with the company, with Social Soaring, we went, I mean, and you can testify, Jessica, like we literally sat and created all of the accounts for Akin Developers. Like prior that, we did not exist. And the reason is I knew what it was, how hard it was, because our previous company, Maisonette Solution, I was doing all of it. And it takes consistency. Like you have, you know, I've worked with Hootsuite and all of that, but still you have to find the content week after week. And not only that, if you daily post, you have like a schedule to go through, and it just takes a lot of your brain energy, that's how I see it, to put into it. And when I was doing that, this was literally taking me so long that it left me less concentration to work on what was really mine to do, which is the investor side of the business, right? And so with Akin Developer, what we've done is that we outsource our social media. It was actually the first thing that we outsourced because of the consistency that we needed to happen into that. And so far, it's been great.
So my question to Jessica was actually, I was going to ask her to walk us through what she did for us.
Yes, that would be
that
very
was
good.
going to be my question, because then for the people in our group, they can understand where we came from and where we are now. And we're getting more exposures now in just a few months that we started working with Social Soaring. So I would want her to do that. But if anybody has questions, Alvina, did you have a question for her?
Hi. Yeah. Hi, everyone. I just want to ask, because that's what I was thinking before, that I will hire a virtual assistant and then make them work on all my social media, because I don't like to do that. and it's like, it needs consistency, and then it needs a lot of time, and I have full-time job also. So that is not a good idea.
It's not a bad idea if you have an assistant that you have in mind that knows what they're doing and is trained. The thing is that you are going to have to train a virtual assistant if you get an outside person to do something like that. We try to make it affordable and reasonable so that you don't have to find an outside person and spend more of your time training them, and then you're still learning while you're training them and having to keep up with all of the new techniques and all of the stuff that happens in the social media world every day. But for us, because we're so ingrained in it, we're lucky enough to see it right there and be live in action and be able to make changes and alterations to our game plan as we go along.
So I was thinking to hire someone in real estate field, so that that person can also work on my lists, to find properties, talk to sellers, and all that kind of stuff. But I think then that person would not have all that training for social media. Like if I want them to put something on the website or make some changes or on my social media account.
People, and then you may end up spending more money. I'm not trying to point you in any direction, but you may end up with one person that's a salesperson and one person that's a social media VA. Maybe what you end up with, depending on the network that you're going on, Upworks or something like that.
So
there are a few.
If I may say something, so Alvina, the way I see Social Soaring, for us, it was like either we hire, when we were trying to do leads, because, that's a constant thing that we have to find leads. So we went with Riva Global, right, Nikki, to do our calls. They had a special, we sent them like about almost 5,000 addresses, and we got results because through them we were able to get our, the last 5 doors that we just closed on was through Riva Global. And we didn't pay that much. So it was worth every penny. But we had debated if we were going to get a virtual assistant. We got one and he never delivered. So like working with Social Soaring will be the same thing. You can get a virtual assistant. You have to follow up with them. You have to check on them. You have to make sure they're doing the work, that your money is being worked. Or you can go with a company like Social Soaring. They're in it. They're doing it. They've proven results. So you spend the money there, but you know that you're going to get the output that you want, or you can spend less money, but you have to put more work into it. So that's kind of the way that we're doing it. And now we're at the point where in our company, Mickey and I are trying to get, I'm a full-time agent, but I'm not doing as much real estate anymore because we're focusing so much on building the company and talking to investors, which is where Mickey and I are strong. And we can talk to owners and investors. So all that that work that we can outsource, we're outsourcing it. If somebody else knows how to do it, can do it for us, we let them do it. We spend the money. It's not worth our time. Our time is much more valuable than to try to train somebody. So does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, great. I would like to talk to you also. A couple of questions I have for you in the end. But yeah, it's good idea. That's good. That's good. So
And
Can I
then,
make a
so,
comment real quick?
sure.
I just wanted to mention, so where it probably sounds awesome getting one person to be able to handle everything, what it creates is if that person gets sick or if something happens and you're no longer with that person, there goes everything in your company. So, it's just as cost effective to find individual people to do individual tasks. So if that person goes away, your entire business isn't affected. So we did this when we first started. We had one person do our social media. We had one person doing Craigslist. We had one person doing blogs. So that way, if at any point any of those people had to get moved out, everything else can still go on. So I would just be careful trying to find like a one-stop shop for that type of stuff.
Okay. Thank you.
I think one of the things that I'm constantly reminded of is that there's a multiplier effect. So, for instance, I think Anchored Homes is very strong when it comes to social media and marketing. And in part, that's because John Paul attended as a volunteer the Fortune Builders meetings on a regular basis. And he helped out as much as he could and was involved with giving some presentations. He also developed a local RIA meeting. So what happens is if you have someone that's effective in your social media and can keep up with it, and you have ideas and you're bringing resources and materials, and you're constantly on there showing, hey, this is our before pictures and our after pictures, another great win for Anchored Homes. We want to celebrate, blah, 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 and give thanks for all these things. It has a multiplier effect. So if you have the time, I really am reminded over and over again how important it is in-house to have events and to get involved and to deliver the materials for people who are in the social media like Jessica to work with. That's so important, but it's not just it's like a multiplier by 10. So if you have those things, like if you started a RIA meeting, let's say, and all of a sudden you have a following of hundreds of people. Now they're involved and engaged in the Facebook. And when you put a post up, other people are commenting about how good it was to work with you. And I think the other thing is the way I got involved with John Paul was through a wholesale, and he really cared about every aspect of the project and gave of himself for it. And the same thing, I watched him do that with Abraham, a friend of ours, and he made money off of I was able to get to see the whole project. And so what happens is he brings on his friends, and then they're looking at Facebook, and you develop this genuine interest, and they know the people behind it. And there's a genuine caring community, and it kind of all of a sudden it starts to snowball. Before you know it, you have a ton of followers, and you don't have any problems getting private money, and everything just starts rolling. So it's a combination of things. Mm-hmm. And if we just set out just to do well on social media and Facebook and spend all our time there, I don't think that you're really doing justice for your company. If you're better at engaging people, then find somebody who's really good at social media. And then it all comes together.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I really like John Paul's teaching from Fortune Builders. I heard one webinar and it was great. So yeah, I'll be happy to work with him. Thank you. Thanks for your advice.
We've been copying everything we can copy from JP. No shame in our game. We're like, it works for you. We're trying it.
Hey, full disclosure, everything that I do is not original. I copy Fortune Builders. I mean,
okay, there you go.
you can ask anybody in my company, like all of our little like when I go to a Fortune Builders event and I pick up a Fortune Builders t-shirt, I'm like, ooh, what's that material? Ooh, what's that logo? Like, how's that placed? And I literally just put like Anchored Homes logo on the same material. Like, hey, that's how the best do it, right? Like, yep. If you find somebody who's doing it right, just put your logo on it and do it the same way.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Jessica, do you want to walk us through when you met us, where we were, how you're working with Mickey, and where we are now? That I think that would be good for everybody here to understand.
Yeah, sure. So, when we first started, Akin Developers was not on social media. It didn't have any social presence. And we have just started developing a brand. And luckily, these two lovely ladies participate quite a bit, and they do all their videos, and they add a lot of flair and style to their social media. So it's much appreciated. But now where she is at with things is on Facebook. Miki, I think you're close to 700 followers on Akin Developers, and on LinkedIn, you have a little over 3,000, if I remember from the last email I sent you. And then on Instagram, I do believe you're around, if the number was correct in my head, 526. So that's just from memory of every once a month, we do send out analytical emails just letting you know where you were at and where you are now, so that we can prove to everybody that we are getting you growth and organic growth. So it's not coming all in one day because we bought it from a farm. That's not the way we do things. We log into your account and it will consistently and gradually grow throughout the time while we are networking and touching different people within your communities that you've specified. And yeah, I would say Akin is probably, I mean, at this point, you're YouTube blog ready, girl. You're ready to go. So you've come a long way in a short time. So in 7 months, I would say, what is that? A 350% return?
It's incredible because we went literally from zero. Like, it's like zero and you go to so big. And you're right. The thing that has happened in our company, the way we're able to grow, because our social side is been taken care and outsourced so efficiently, we're able to focus on other things like making our YouTube videos and all that. We've had one lead that landed us a deal because that wholesaler literally came to us and said, I know you, I've been following you. And so that was that. We had a lot of buyers leads for our properties because of the Facebook. The coming soon and the property is ready and all. Like our most serious buyers came from there. Like they said, we called agent, we told them this property is available because we saw it on Facebook and we were able to go through the YouTube renovation. So we know you did a great job. So it's just amazing to me, the power of social media.
Yeah, especially the last our last renovation, the buyer actually he's in the police field, and he's the one that told his agent, oh yeah, I saw what they did. So he went because he went on YouTube and he found all the videos about the property. So when he did his home inspection and the inspector came back with something, he was okay because it's like, no, I know you guys did a lot. He's like, I was worried about waterproofing, but I saw that you did the waterproofing already, so I'm good with it. He's like, so anything that came out of the inspection, he was cool with it. And we were still fixing things after he bought the house, but he was so confident with us because he saw how much work we did and how we were very transparent about everything. It was really good for us. So it is working. We're getting buyers. I have agents also sometimes that send me from, pings, when is your property coming? And we're picking up private money lenders and we want more, but we're starting to pick them up. So it's really working. It's worth the time. It's worth the money. We're very grateful.
I appreciate both of your stamps.
I just wanted to say something. Like, I think Jessica is an extremely humble individual, and I think that she does, for what you guys are paying for, you're getting a phenomenal value because it's more than just like, social media on the surface. I mean, like, I'm looking at your Facebook page right now, and I know for a fact that the things that she did for you guys, like, just the headers that go across all your social media are that there's consistency across everything. And I remember us talking about this. She went through all of the hassle of coordinating your colors in your profile picture to the colors of your cover photo, and then putting that across all your social media. So that's like, I think that a lot of those little details that make you guys stand out is what Jessica is really, really good at. And it's what she impresses upon the people within Social Soaring. So each one of us, the people who are creating your content, actually, while we're talking about that, did she go through with you guys and say, hey, I've got a couple of different examples of posts. Here's this type of font versus this type of font. Here's this color versus this color. Here's this shading versus this shading. So she creates like 20 pieces of content during your onboarding. And then she goes through it on a one-on-one meeting and she says, okay, which one do you like, this or that? And when you get to the end of it, it spits out like this perfect fit of what you guys feel your brand should look like. And then now it's across all your social media and it just looks amazing. Like I'm going through a lot of your posts and I just wanted to say, Jessica, I think that you are you don't understand the amount of value that you provide on a personal level to all the clients that you have the ability to take care of.
The truth is that it's because I care about each one of our clients and in such a deep way. Like I want Akin to represent Miki and Aisa, and I want it to be theirs, and I want it to be the hues of the purple and the blue, even without looking at it. I remember matching that purple to these tiles that I had around her head. So I remember perfectly pulling them, and they're gorgeous and stylish, and that's what they wanted to represent, and however your company needs to be represented, it's very important to me to do that for you. So whether it's JP and he wants to be his 38 BBFF blue, and I know that by heart, and his darker backgrounds, and he likes to stand out, and that's his stylistic choices. And kind of going back to Alvina's previous question about having people do multiple things, even with our own company, we have different experts assigned to different roles within your social media. And it is because they're experts at that specific role. So we have content creators that all they are doing is creating content. They are making your brand look like your brand. We have growth experts that are going in because they know and have seen and are paying attention to what your zip codes are. So those are the people then that are looking in your zip codes to find new people, and they're in there all the time. So there isn't a division of attention, and all of their attention, they can be so focused and dialed in on what they are the best at. Pardon me.
There are a few questions.
Okay.
But it was really JP grilling Mickey. So he was asking Miki how much time she was spending every week finding, creating, and posting content. I can kind of answer that because as an agent, I was always trying to post things on Facebook. So I would sit here for one afternoon and find like weekly post for like a month. And I would just, because with Facebook, you can kind of, you can put it so it comes out after. But I'm telling you, it was like, it was work. And then if something else happens in between, then you got to try to find it and put it in there in the middle of your different posts that are coming in. Mm-hmm. So trying to, spend the time to find posts you have to make time for it. So if you're able to make time every week, you need at least an hour or two every week to find good content, because there's a ton of content out there, but not all of it is good and not all of it is equal. So somebody else is doing it, let them do it. God bless you.
I wrote 6 hours, and mainly because you want to be strategic in your posting, right? It's not just random pulling things left and right, statistic left and right, and humor left and right. It's if you're doing it random, which I was doing, I could see that it wasn't, I wasn't branding myself. I wasn't putting myself as a company that's really serious. Like you come across as something very, trivial, like it's not the real thing. And I will go and I will look into professional companies, or I will kind of look and go see what GP was doing, and like Fortune Builder. I would just, because who are the big players, and you go, and I'm spying on people and looking what they're doing. And there's like this seamless flow of information, consistency, and of course the color schemes and all of that. But so it takes time to do that. And I was trying to do that. That's why it was taking me up to 6 hours per week in trying, not only, I will go and try to fit the pictures and have like, different pictures. And so it's a lot of work. And
Well,
also,
and you do, I'm sorry, Nikki.
yes, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you do need to come up with, it's very important that you have a cadence. And they say in social media that it has to be an 80-20 split. If you are not 80% of the time giving your audience something, then they have no reason to stay. You can't just always ask of people and expect them to hang out with you. It's just like friendship. It doesn't work that way. So we need to be very giving of spirit and very conscientious of what you're posting, when you're posting, and the order that they come in each other, so that they do not look too much at one time of anything. It needs to be spread out and basically just even across your week, so that you have something maybe a little motivational on a Monday, and then on a Thursday when it's been a couple days, then maybe you send out a project update and ask people to go and fill out your buyer form or something, but later in the week. And so that it's not overwhelming to your viewers, because these are real live people and they're really out there, and it's like you're talking to them. So it's important not to hit them too hard, too fast, too much.
I love the psychology around that, because like you said, those are real people behind their screens, and there's a lot of emotion going. So there's a way to engage those people. There's a way to reach out to them. There's specific time of the day, like we've seen, like in your presentation. So it's really a complex science, I feel like.
It absolutely can be. And especially, every social media company, network has their individual algorithms. And those are just other things that when you start putting all of the little pieces that you need together to work, the verbiage, the content, you definitely need a cadence. You definitely need a brand. You're looking for your hashtags in order to get them out in front of the correct audience. And then you're looking to grow in the meantime. It could just be a lot of working pieces. And remember, at this point, you haven't even touched a website or made anything else, start to work in your cogwheel of marketing capabilities. So, I don't know. I just want to streamline it for everybody and make it as easy and hands-free or hands-on as you want it to be. And I think that every company can benefit from having their social presence out on social media, because like I said, it is the marketplace of today's world. It's what it is. People don't walk down the street to find a clothing store. They go online.
Sure. So one thing I was going to add is one of the main reason was to try to free up some of Miki's time. But the other big reason that we decided to be part to get involved with Social Soaring, that's Kedrick walking in behind me, was because we wanted to switch over to inbound marketing, meaning we are having people contact us. So by everything that we have available, so we have the websites, we have the, you know, the postings, the YouTube, the Instagram, everything is out being posted so that people are starting to come to us. We've been very successful with, you know, this meeting that we have every 2 weeks. We're successful with the YouTube videos. We're successful with connecting with people, but that's been also people that we're able to touch directly. So we wanted to expand it to the, you know, basically the universe, because the internet is like the universe. So we want to attract more of these people, and it's been effective. Like I said, we have buyers that are coming to us. We have agents reaching out to us. The house that we just sold, we had a contract on it before the house was even listed, and then the buyer walked away, and within a week we had a second offer on it, and the house sold a week or so ago. So it's effective. Marketing is crucial, whether you're buying or you're trying to buy and hold or flipping, right? Because even for us doing our buy and hold, which we're starting to do now, it's the same thing. We're able to connect with people, and then when we come to them, we're credible. We're a credible company. They can see us. We're like, hey, yeah, see us on YouTube. I have my doctors that actually, I have a doctor. He wants me to start buying him units that he's and wants me to manage it for him. And he talked about it to 2 of his patients, and they're like, they're ready. So, and I send him a link. So all of these things, you know, it makes you credible, and they see, and we're very transparent about it, but marketing works. You know, it takes time, but it works. So having somebody else take care of it for us, it frees us, because then I can go and negotiate with my doctor and his patients. So we have 3 people we know we can sell our rentals when we have them. He's ready to go. And I know he's going to spend money, but you know, this did not just come out of nowhere. And that's where we're effective. So we can let Jessica and his team take care of all of that online thing. We just post the content and we keep it moving. We love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Do you guys have any questions?
Any comment, GP?
No, this is the Jessica show. It's not the JP show. I'm gonna let Jessica do her thing.
I'm curious. I have a lot of exposure on LinkedIn, and I'm meeting people, and I have a tendency to give people who contact me through LinkedIn a little bit more time to make a presentation. I don't know what it is. I guess I read their bio and I respect them, and it's not just getting a cold call. But my question is, how can I get a lot of contacts, Jessica. How can I utilize them? I mean, the one day I sat down, and with your help, I sent out a message to 180,000 people in like 12 minutes, which was absolutely amazing to me. It just blows my mind. But what can I do to utilize my contacts and on LinkedIn? And what would you suggest?
Well, there's a lot you can do. You can actually pull your contact list if you wanted to. And by pull your contact list, I mean that you can export it as a CSV file, so you could turn around and email those contacts from your LinkedIn profile. Remember, your contacts are your people. So you can do the same thing with your Facebook friends, and the people that are following you, your contacts are your contacts. So you could do with them pretty much what you would like, meaning that you could reach out to them individually if you know things like that. We send out a lot of messages on your behalf, probably about 500 a week on the behalf of Happel Printing. That's 2 different companies. Anchored Homes gets their messages too, but you know, and just sending them out and bringing in as many people as you can. And then when qualified people come through, we just need to pick up the phone. That's what we do. We just have to transition and then bring them into real life, because they're there and they want to be called. if anything, I would say there's so many people on LinkedIn that it's like, sometimes can be a bit overwhelming in your messages, right? And it's hard to determine like what is real and what is spam. I would stay away from anything that's like, hi friend, probably not good. Hey there, probably not good. Also just make sure before you go to anybody's profile, I would be careful of grammar and punctuation and things of that nature, just to make sure that they're real and they're not Autobots before you give any personal private information. If you want to have them call you, that's one thing. If they ask you for something personal over the internet, please don't give it away. Not until you've met a real live human. You know what I mean? A phone number and email, that's one thing. Don't give them bank account information. Don't divulge more than you should until you know that they're a legitimate human with their best intentions in mind.
So I have a question. We're trying to, Miki and I were talking about it today too. We wanted to start a Facebook page. We're migrating to that. So how would that be? I mean, a group, Facebook group page, right, Miki? Mm-hmm. So how would that be incorporated in what you're doing for us? Because that's going to be like a private group.
So basically what we would probably do is at the point when you're ready to add in a post for your biweekly meeting, we would probably post that, if your meeting's on Wednesday, you want it posted on Monday or something, not the week before. You don't want people to forget, but I would say Monday or Tuesday so they could put it in their calendar. Mm-hmm. And then we'll go ahead and post it, and then we could just share it into your group.
So, and the other thing is, have you seen, we have 2 YouTube accounts. We have one account where we update for all our project updates. And we have the one where we post these videos, because there's no, it's like, it doesn't allow us to have like different tabs. So because I mean,
the channels button.
We do, but it's like some people just go with the latest uploaded videos. So right. If you have a channel, what I was going to do is go in and do the channel for each property. So like if somebody wants to go to a specific property, they can just go straight there. Yes. The different projects. But if we're talking about, like with Facebook, the group is different. You can actually click, the, meetings and then properties update and so on and so forth. So I'm the one, I'm all for one. I don't like to have multiple links, and that's what we have now. Do you have any suggestion on how, or have you,
Well, let's look at it, but I'm thinking what we should do is reorganize your channels a little bit. That way it comes from one place, and look at what the links are, and then we can link them to a service on your page. Mm-hmm. One of the services on your Facebook page would be for each property or whatever that you're working on. And then that would connect to that individual page. So you would be going from a channel to a Facebook page that are the same. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because you can do a showcase of your properties, your goods, your services. You can have a store on Facebook. You can host a live event like this now and have people pay to come and join or whatever. There's crazy things that you can do. So you can literally post all of your properties in your business store. It's free to have a store, and then people can go in there, and obviously you might not want to put like a $1 price. I don't know what you sell your properties for, if you feel comfortable doing that online, but it could be done. So it's another way to go ahead and organize that. And I would say when Miki and I have our next meeting, let's make that one of the topics of conversation, is how to connect and make a store go to your channels.
Okay. Yeah. So we're discussing that. So I think when she finalizes how she wants to have it, or what she wants to specifically have, if we can connect it into one, I'm all like, you go to one link and then you can choose what you want there. It's, to me, it's always more effective, because when you have multiple pages, multiple addresses, you lose
People
people
get confused.
Yep, along the
Yep.
way.
No, let's just take it and see how we can redesign it.
That works. That works.
I think that's probably easiest.
Anybody has any questions? You guys are so quiet today. Must be the pre-Christmas vibe. Everybody's ready to just like take off.
I have question. So, do you do blog writing also?
We do.
Okay.
So we can blog as much or as little as you want. Once you are a package member, our first blog, which are all SEO handwritten blogs that are crafted for you when we pull your keywords, and they will be a minimum of 1,000 words. And we will put it on your website for you and share it on your social media. And you can, our standard packages come with 1, 2, 3, or 4 blogs a month.
Okay. Okay. Good.
So, and that's, I mean, I can go through the whole thing, or we can talk later too. Like, don't feel like you can't reach out to me. I will tell you the number one thing about me is that I'm a real life person. I'm here all the time. I don't want to sell you anything. I want to help you and hopefully learn along the way at the same time. So if you ever even just wanted to call the Social Soaring number and have a direct chat with me, I would love to just talk to you. No,
okay.
no anything. Like, let's just chat.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you.
And don't forget, her information is in the email also that was sent out for the meeting. So you can always find it back, and then the website and everything.
Well, and it probably is on this awesome banner behind me provided by Apple Printing. I don't know.
And Mickey put it in the chat box too.
Just kidding.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, thank you ladies so much for having me. And I appreciate everybody listening to me drone on for a little bit. I hope we learned something, and I hope you maybe are thinking about social media a little bit differently and how it might apply to you and your company. So thanks for listening, and thank you again so much, ladies, for having me. I appreciate you.
Well, thanks for your time. We really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.